Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to wish you a good day today. I wasn't sure I was going to speak, but I thought I'd come. Didn't take any song to sing today, but I'll make a break. I wanted to. I thank you so very much to subscribe. If you're new to the channel, I thank you for your donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email, and I thank you for supporting the channel. I want to discuss some ideas. One is that there is always a conspiracy of energy that is going on within ourselves. In truth, there is only the love and light of God, the one power. But there is those two forces that are always present within ourselves during those times of transition, as we are part of the transformation process of the planet. Those two forces are, one is the ego and the snake. They conspire to keep us entrapped, to keep us going in the status quo. And on the other side, there is the soul and the spirit that are conspiring for our freedom and happiness. And those forces are always in opposition. But in truth, there is only one. There is only one power, and because someday we all feel like so nice, so wonderful. It's like the wave is up, and sometimes the waves goes down. There is a tide, a high tide, and then the tide goes back. So it's about those two forces that are always conflicting, always in opposition. The forces that elevate us is God, but the forces that bring us down is God as well. It's kind of said all, and it's kind of difficult maybe to understand, but it's only one. It's only one force, and you are that energy. You are that force. I was talking about doing many cleansing. When you're cleansing and releasing old habit, don't blame yourself if you have a relapse. Every step counts. Even if we have to make a step forward, sometimes we make a step backwards. It's like a dance, but keep on keeping on. Do not blame yourself or judge yourself for whatever is going on. Just don't let the distraction of the snake and the ego obstruct your focal point of that potential for freedom and liberation. All obstacles are tools for evolution, and so the dark will keep at it, and hopefully it will awaken humanity. And for this is like because the forces of darkness and the forces of light both come from one source. In truth, there is only one energy. There's just one that elevates us, the other one brings us down. But we have to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly are all part of the evolutionary process of the universe, and part of the plan of God. For God is only good, God is only light, God is only truth, God is only beauty. But He will allow in the outer universe to play the role of the darkness for evolutionary purposes. And so I'm going to discuss a little bit more spiritual subject about speculation, about the natures of the absolute. But before that, I was just said that nothing can exist outside of God. It is the nature of the illusion. The snake has made us believe that we are separated from God. And so just sit there to yourself, I'm returning to my father's home, to my origin, to my source, to my... We need to spiritualize our consciousness and de-densify our physical matter as much as possible. For that, you can call on our brothers and sisters in Telos, in Agartha, in Telos, Telosian. They are experts in the de-densification of physicality. We need to regain our galactic and multi-dimensional, fifth-dimensional nature. And for that, there is great, all kinds of cosmic waves that are coming. There is this one big light being cosmic ray, gamma, super gamma, lambda, epsilon, even the white light that is bombarding the earth through the sun and the central sun of our universe, that come from the 100th dimension in the galactic center. It's a white light. And so sometimes it makes us very tired to integrate all that. For meditation is the key to ascension. Opening the third eye is very primordial. So do not forget to do your meditation. You can anchor within nature as well. But finding the Christ within, because it's all about activating this Christ Sophia, this Christos Sophia, divine masculine and feminine within. But it will take a long time. It is not an easy thing. It's not, and it's not an easy process to actually become the nature of unconditional love and unconditional forgiveness. What we need to do is to surrender to our divinity, let go and let God, to think, speak, and act as an ascended master. Even if we don't always succeed in that, we have to develop a sense of attitude until we can fully realize it. For all of that, it's not just a mental process, it has to come from a deeper level, even if there is ego resistance. But more and more we have to feel the connection to our higher self and to receive energies that make us remember the joy of the higher realm. Even if that reveals vulnerability, there is no reason to feel shame or guilt or anything like that in relationship to it. It is something that is part of the process to assist us in releasing all of those limited beliefs that we've been keeping on for such a long time, because we had many past lives where we maintained that connection and we created outside of the law. So now we need to deconstruct all that. Understand there is no death, there is only one life eternal, and you are it. If you weren't there, the universe would not be the same, it would miss something. So just we're all very important. But we need to let go of all of the aspect of the dark metric agenda and break all of the contracts that connects us to it. Because we create with our thoughts and beliefs. So it's like so focus on love, focus on peace, focus on freedom, focus on abundance, focus on unity, focus on the realization and manifestation of your dreams and desires. And so I want to briefly discuss some thoughts that are much more spiritual. Is that maybe, but see, because in time and space we have one need to realize the truth, the beauty, and the goodness, becoming one with the Supreme Being and returning to the Paradise Father, the center. And so this is really, and for that there is the universe administration is completely capable of handling their own course of evolution. They're not absolute. The Father, Mother, God, and the One, they're working towards supremacy until we can fuse within light and life, individually, planets, systems, constellation, eventually whole universe, sectors, and so on. Minor sector. There's never been a major sector yet that has fused into light and life, but eventually the whole grand universe, the whole 7 super universe, will eventually fuse into light and life, at which point the Supreme Being will emerge from paradise to take the command of all the creation of time and space. And then we'll be looking for the ultimate transcendental level of God, beyond truth, beyond beauty, beyond goodness. There's 4 different levels of transcendence to achieve eventually the supreme ultimate, and then beyond that they are the absolutes. And the absolutes are very mysterious. We know there is 7 co-absolutes. On the absolute level, there can be only one absolute. Well, it's like, what is an absolute? For us in our mental process, like always and never are absolutes. But an absolute is something that is that does not change. First, it cannot change. It's an absolute. It does not have a beginning. It does not have an end, and it does not exist. Cannot exist in time and space. It is beyond anything like that. So. So it is those absolute is there is 7 co-absolute. They are existential absolute and experiential absolute. So because there is experiential deities, which is the supreme, the ultimate, and the absolute, which is increased level of integration of the primal source. But on the 7 co-absolutes, there is those 4 absolutes that are existential. They always existed, always will never change. The Universal Father, the Eternal Son, the Infinite Spirit, and Paradise. The first 3 are personal beings. The last is a non-personal being, but respond to the will of the Paradise Trinity. Then there is those absolutes that are very mysterious, which are the Deity Absolute, the Unqualified Absolute, and the Universal Absolute. Those 4 do take in consideration time and space, but do not never react outside of their absolute reality, outside of the absolute function. The unqualified absolute is all that is non-spiritual, non-deifiable, non-personalizable. The deity absolute is all of the energies that can be personified, spiritual, and the universal absolute is the harmonization between the two. But that is really a non-realized potential. No being in the universe has yet realized, embodied, or manifested the deity absolute. Yet my I am presence has shown me that it is possible. So it is quite a mystery to because it is the absolute meaning on absolute level. It is infinite spiritual unity. So it's like this happy, infinite. Well, it's like still short because it's like the universe is so big, but it's like infinite. It's real and unrealized. But it is a spiritual aspiration and destiny to realize the supreme. Once we realize the supreme, we'll look for the God, the ultimate, and eventually we'll try to find the deity absolute. So it's and there is a being on paradise that because they said that the master universe, once the universe will reach infinity, the level of infinity in manifested space, there is a being on paradise that's called the consumer of the universe destiny. I said this being must be very patient because it's like it's going to take so long before this happens, and but on paradise there is no time and life is so amazing that doesn't really matter. And Spirit revealed to me that it is going to be spectacular. It is going to be the final the final step of this the master universe. For now, we're just on the universe is just a baby, but as eternal being, we'll probably will be involved in all that. And so there is experiential deities, and there is existential deities, and there is deified beings that have become one with God the Supreme and became God as in their wholeness. So those the harmony, the deity absolute is there is no. Because it's like this battle between dark and light. When God decided he wanted to free humanity, he gave that in the hands of the galactic. But if he wanted to put an end to it, he would just the censor would speak. The censor being, we speculate, it is a speculation that the sensors are connected with the deity absolute and could change everything with just one word. So it's like it's the final word always comes down to that, and the deity absolute is really the sum. It's always the Father or the Son or the Spirit never take a judgment decision by themselves. They always take it as a Trinity through the deity absolute. But those forces are very mysterious because they do not work outside of absolute reality. So it's still a lot of speculation. Well, I hope I didn't. Maybe those are my own. Sometimes certain things I seek, I search, but. But because the absolute will always let things unfold in the outer universe to see how they go, and but the prime creator has spoken for the earth to be free, and they ask the galactic to take care of that. The galactic say how, and they say well whichever way you want, because they're learning through the opposition of the dark forces, through the negative extraterrestrial. So they're really they're working towards that, and the victory of the light is guaranteed. But if the primal God decided that this is it, they would just act and everything would change in one second, and will never return to the old way. So I hope that was interesting for you. Maybe it's a bit complicated to discuss those things that are so far beyond the program of reality right now, but we are the embodiment of omniscient, omnipotence, this one God that is all. And the observer of the day is deep knowledge. There is those deep spiritual activation within ourselves, all in relationship to what is meaningful to us. Sometimes we don't want to get lost. It's important to stay present and to stay attuned to know what is asked of us in any given moment. The highest wisdom is nothing is better than your home. I'm really eager to find and to have a home so that I can work and paint and receive, and to feel good in your body. So that's why this cleansing is important. What we need to understand is breathing. Everything within the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. That's the whole point of life. The first thing we do when we come into this physical body, and the last thing we do before we leave it. So breathing is essential. We want to breathe consciously. What we need to do is the faithful heart, to be true to yourself and those you love. Be very shaken down by this inner soul connection still. And the outcome is the yang, is the power to activate the divine will in motion, to be the will of God. I'm going to pull a card from the Akash. And here we have the Buddha, the Asia, serenity and lucidity in all circumstances. So breathing in, breathing out, and to be lucid about things. For one card of the Dakini. I'm really tired. I've slept well, but it's like a lot of download of light energy, and light is really when our body is completely pure, it's a lot easier to integrate. But it's like whenever there is toxins or whatever that's still left within our cellular structure, it really shake up things. The card of the day from the Dakini is the card of death, transfiguration. It means that not to worry, things are going to happen naturally. There is nothing to worry about. I'm going to pull a few cards with the Angel Tarot to see what they say. Well, they talk about abundance. The observer of the day is abundance. Abundance is the freedom to do whatever we want, whenever we want. The highest wisdom is success. It's really the card of success. What we need to understand is our mission. We have this great mission for the Creator, for the planet, and for humanity, and for our fulfillment and joy. What we need to do is the request. We need to continue to ask in order to receive. And the outcome is righteousness, and to be true, to be just, to be fair, to be transparent, to be honest. It's very, very essential, very important. And I'm going to pull one last card of the Angel Tarot, the Archangel. Just mirrors. Today we have the 8th of Gabriel. She's really flying in the sky. Huh? She's really, and she said, abundant activity. The result will be quick in coming. Communication is essential. So really communicate. Do not hesitate to communicate. And be ready for action. For things are going to accelerate. We've been in a waiting mode for a very long time. Now we seek to move out of the waiting mode, to move into the stage without fear, with just love and light and consideration and this wisdom of lucidity and serenity. So continue to breathe, to call on your guides, to call on the ascended masters, and to awaken this divinity and surround to it as much as possible to follow your inner guidance, your inner flow. And I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.